welcome back to my YouTube channel. This is Saheli and I have been missing because I was super busy with back-to-back client projects, client launches, onboarding new clients, growing my agency. It is a handful. But in today's video, I'm going to talk about one of the projects that have paid me my highest invoices till date, how that happened and how you can do it too in 5 simple steps. Now, I say 5 simple and not very easy. I think a lot of people when they see me now, they forget that I've been working for almost 7 years now. So it definitely is not a one-day journey. However, if you take my tips, it will at least save you 5 or 6 years of time. So going into this project, I got paid this kind of money for 3 primary services. A, marketing strategy across socials for the launch of a new product. B, copywriting, and C, landing page design. These were the 3 primary services. A few services do come like in and out about in these services, which are not exactly marketing, but then that is not included here, okay? So this is the kind of services that I offer. I am a pretty decent marketer. I am an okayish copywriter, but I test out a lot of things. And my copywriting and marketing strategies have generated over 2 million in client revenue till date. So you probably can learn a couple of things from me. I personally learn my things not from any courses, not from any resources particularly, but rather by observing the best of the best in their industries, which is something that I keep telling everybody that comes in touch with me, that how to improve my skill, how to charge more. You need to become really skilled at what you do. So let me give you a breakdown of what your life as a freelancer is gonna look like and how you can get paid invoices like this, 6.5 lakhs almost, each and every month if you do these things right. Number 1, if you want to be a freelancer, you need to acknowledge the fact that your first month is gonna be your worst month in history of your career. Okay, my first month I think I made a few hundred rupees barely. But if you keep upskilling, it is going to grow rapidly, just like it did for me. Okay. Also, as a freelancer, there are 3 models of pricing. Number 1 is the most common ways that freelancers charge. I charge this way for the longest time, and currently I do have a couple of packages in which clients pay me in this model, which is package fee or project-based fee. Okay, here in a package you offer multiple services and there's a price point for it. So it can be 5 emails and 10 social posts and maybe 1 landing page for a launch done for you end to end, and maybe the price for that can be 50,000 rupees. Now if you're really good at what you do and these are services that you're offering to millionaires, then you can actually charge in the range of tens of thousands of dollars. And that is pretty much what a lot of the copywriters that I'm in touch with who work with US and UK based clients charge like, and it's totally doable. A lot of people have not seen these kind of numbers, so they think that it's impossible, but I have known and seen enough people to assure you that if you're good at what you do, you'll be able to charge these numbers in the package and monthly fees. But a lot of freelancers, when they charge in the monthly or package based model, what happens is that fixed fees create bad habits. I read this somewhere and I totally agree with that. When you are assured of a certain amount of payment, you somewhere feel like I'll do no more and no less. And that was something that was definitely happening with me too. My performance with my clients had declined back in 2020 and 2021. It was still okay enough to keep going. It's just that I was not 100% invested in it because, it was just like another job for me, which I did not want to do. So that's when I came across the concept of charging based on revenue model, profit model. This is a very common model in the performance marketing industry, not so much in other areas of freelancing. So maybe or maybe not, you will be able to apply this. But just letting you know. So earlier this year, I had a launch for a client. It went superbly well. The projected revenue for the whole year would be around 3.5 CR, but it's a UK based client. That is when I realized that I should have charged based on revenue, because my strategies created such a phenomenal product that I'm so proud that I was a part of that project. But then I felt like I was not compensated as much as I should have. And that's when I decided, I will start charging based on the percentage model too. There's a third type of pricing model that I've not spoken about because I don't have enough experience working in it, and that is basically hourly charging. Now, the problem is with hourly charging is that it is good for getting started with, like if you're getting paid 300, 400 per hour, it really adds up very quickly, especially if you're doing this as a side hustle. However, as you grow, there's only so much you can grow your hourly rate to unless you're just doing consulting. And the more skilled you become at something, the lesser time it takes you, right? So essentially, as your skill grows, you get paid less. Then that doesn't make any sense. So hourly model is definitely good for beginners in some way and even intermediate freelancers, but at one point you would want to break out of it. Anyway, coming back, what I decided to start pitching the revenue model. Now, you need to be very confident about your skills before you pitch the revenue model. Here are 5 things you should do if you want to charge based on the revenue generated in a project. A, make sure that your service is of superb importance to that project. Now, a graphic designer who makes 1 or 2 posts for a launch will not be able to charge based on percentage revenue. But a graphic designer who promises that they will take care of every graphic need of the client related to the launch, instead they just want a 5 to 10% stake in the revenue, they can easily get the deal. I know a lot of clients who pay their designers on that model, especially when a client is really successful. If they are making money like 10 CR or over 1 or 2 million a year, that percentage makes a lot more sense, and just one client makes you a lot of money. Okay, so this is the kind of model that you should be looking at. But first, you need to qualify if you even have an offer that a client can give a revenue share for. When I decided that I'm gonna go into this model, I consulted a lot of people, but not a lot of my friends were charging in this model, because it is super hard to convince clients, because not a lot of services are so overarching in so many areas. But thankfully marketing, which is what I do, is, so it was a bit easier for me. And once you have qualified whether your service actually can get a revenue model or not, the second thing you do is you make a list of the achievements that you have till date that qualify you to be so good that you can say that, oh, I want a percentage of your revenue. So it can be that you're really good at what you do. There's visual proof that you are really good at what you do. I have enough screenshots, enough clients, enough social proof that I have done a lot of great things for the people I've worked with. So that was easy. Now, I think this is the third point. Yeah, what you need to do is present your ideas in a proposal very well. Okay, in case you want to see the exact proposal I use when I pitch revenue share deals, I would link it in the comments below or in the chats below, only if there's enough demand. So if you comment proposal and there's like 100 comments saying proposal, I'll drop my proposal template for you for absolutely free. It's a paid material within my academy, but I'll be happy to share that with you. But the proposal should delineate very nicely what exactly your services are, what is inside your scope of services and what is not inside your scope of services as well. Because especially in revenue deals, a lot of times a mismatch of expectations is bound to happen, because the client is feeling like you're gonna treat it like their own business, but it's not always possible. Like, I do a lot of things in marketing, but when it comes to ads, there's a little bit of a gray area. Either I can handle it within my agency and I'll charge a little bit of extra percentage, or the client can get another person to do it and I'll manage that whole project. So that is mentioned very clearly in my scope, so that there's no hope of confusion with the client. The fourth thing that you do is you send this proposal only when you feel really confident that a client is going to make money in a project. See, with this kind of deals, there's a lot of risk involved, because if the client does not make money, you don't make money, but you'll have to pay your team members or freelancers or part-timers that you have hired. Out of 3 projects that I took this model on till date, I'm onboarding the 4th and the 5th now. 2 have done phenomenally well, alright? But the 3rd one actually got kind of scrapped off for the moment. And that means that I worked for 1.5 months for nothing. Okay, now a lot of people charge a fixed fee plus percentage to avoid this issue, but the fixed fee is gonna be really low, so it's like pretty much the same. So I highly recommend that you qualify the kind of client you're taking in. Now, 2-3 factors that I look at is A, the client is already making revenue. B, if the client is not making revenue in this field, they should have enough distribution or product knowledge that makes me confident that I'll be able to be a good partner to them. These 2 things are super important in making sure you're not taking the wrong client in. A lot of times I have seen that freelancers onboard the wrong type of client, then they don't get results, and then they think that it's their fault. Whereas freelancing is a collaborative process. If your client does not bring anything to the table, you cannot save them. At the same time, if your client is not good at what they do, if they don't have enough revenue in the past, how much can you help them grow? You are a freelancer and not God. You can only amplify the results the client would have already created even without your help. This is something that I learned pretty late. In my earlier days when campaigns did not go well or I was not able to do very well for a client, I really used to beat myself up over it. But it's only with time that I've realized that I as a freelancer can only amplify results that a client would already have been getting probably. But without me, maybe they'll be making 10 lakhs a month. With me, they will be making 50 lakhs a month. So I bring that extra 40 lakhs and I deserve to be compensated for it accordingly. This confidence comes with work and social proof and with a lot of experience. That is something that you will build with time. What my purpose is with this video is to just create awareness about it. And the fifth point is make a solid plan of action on how the revenue is going to grow and how you're going to help the client in terms of revenue so that you get compensated well. All right, I had a very solid plan and it was a 30-day, 90-day and 180-day plan, because with projects like this you don't make the best amount of money right when the project kicks off. This invoice that I just showed you, I got paid this invoice 6 months after I started working on this project. However, the invoices or the amount in these invoices are only growing each and every month because it's a rapidly growing business for my client and I cannot wait to see it grow even more. So be patient with it. 6 to 12 months of patience and hardcore focus and freelancing, you will be making in a month what most people don't even make in a year. So make sure that you are giving all your focus to these skills. There are a lot of skills that will pay you like this, but in case you want to know about the most in-demand skills that I have, kind of worked in or have experience in, you can check out this video. I hope that you enjoyed today's video and you found something of help. And to end this video, A, I'll be giving you the proposal in the comments if you ask for it. And B, I'm going to tell you the exact template I use to pitch the revenue model. So I start like this, and if it's on a call, of course, it's going to be a two-way conversation. If it's on text, it's like one thing, all right? I say something like, don't you think that freelancers should be paid based on the results they create and not just because they provide a service? Almost every client says yes, because everybody loves results, right? And then I say, good, because I agree with it too. Which is why I have decided that I'm not going to charge a client unless I create real results for them. But don't you think that we should be compensated according to the results we create? They of course again say yes. All right. And then I say, so let's say I help you grow your business to X. Do you think this percentage, and the percentage is somewhere between 10 to 20% depending on the range of the services, do you think 10% would be a fair deal? And most clients say yes, if you're able to create that kind of a revenue, 10% would be a fair deal. Okay, now remember here, you're not promising anything to anybody. In no business can anybody promise anything to anyone. Okay, only scammers can. So you don't say something like, I guarantee you. Okay, don't do that. But say that this is going to be a focus, and with hardcore focus of 6 to 12 months, it's very hard that we'll not get there. In any kind of a business, focus gets results. So I hope that this helps. And I hope that this template will help you convince your clients, be it on call or message, to pay you based on revenue model. I will be excited to see how many of you learned something new in today's video. And yes, in the next video, I'm going to tell you exactly how I make client marketing strategies. I hope that you are subscribed to my channel, and I'll see you with another video next week. Bye bye.